Hello beautiful and welcome back to my channel and welcome to this video that's filmed fairly early in the morning. Well, it's 9 o'clock. It's not early in the morning, but it's a Sunday, so it's early for being a Sunday. And I am up and I'm gonna do a foundation, like trying out wear test foundation for you. And I'm super excited. We're gonna try out the Basma foundation stick. I saw this at TikTok at Michaela and I was super intrigued, so we're gonna try that one out. I'm gonna wear it throughout the day. I'm gonna do a 12-hour wear test and we are gonna see if this foundation is any good. And if you haven't been before, if this is your first video here, hello, my name is Angie. I am such a lover of beauty makeup. I love everything beauty and makeup related, and I love trying out new stuff for you, especially when they're a little hyped on TikTok, so we can see whether or not they are worth your money. So if you want to see some more makeup videos, don't forget to subscribe because I upload 5 videos a week. So I saw this Basma Beauty stick. Look at this packaging. It's like pink on the inside and the actual foundation stick is a metallic but still matte pink, and on the inside it's a shiny pink. I saw this at Michaela. I saw it on TikTok and she was wearing it and she was saying that this brand said that they had a shade for everyone, even though they only have 40 shades, but 40 shades can cover a lot of ground if you have a good range. These have a foundation matcher on the site and I found the foundation matcher to be fairly easy to use. I got 29 and this is described as a medium with a neutral undertone and it seems very promising. They didn't have fair or light medium, they had light, medium, and then was it tan and deep or dark and deep? I don't remember, but they had light and medium instead of fair, light, medium, medium, and that's why I picked a medium and I picked the lightest medium that was a neutral. But I like this packaging, honestly super cool. Let me read you a little bit about the brand, because when I went to the website and it said my store, it said, "Hi, I am Basma," which is the name of the brand and apparently her name as well. "I was 2 years old when I suffered 3rd-degree burns on my face from a kitchen accident. Despite hundreds of surgeries throughout my childhood, I was still left with a bright red scar. At the age of 17, I developed a treatment that helped camouflage my scar with my skin tone. The result was so remarkable that I went to open 2 clinics where I performed this procedure on people with all types of skin conditions. I started Basma Beauty because I understand the power of makeup. While it can't erase your past or heal what you're feeling on the inside, it can give you that temporary boost of confidence when you need it the most. But most importantly, it's a choice, so whether you rock a full glam or opt for nothing at all, it's yours to decide." And I really like that because it's not about covering up, it's about maybe just being on the outside the way you feel on the inside, because yeah, there is a power in makeup. And this is what I am guessing then a woman of color owned brand, and I'm super excited. So let's see if this is actually my shade. You can see I just got out of the shower, I just grabbed some morning coffee. Morning coffee, that's the best, right? So I thought, let me just scooch in a little bit with this little chair. And you can see I have a little redness. I have something, it's not a spot, but something going on here. I do have a little bit of a tan, but I haven't refreshed my self tan in a little bit. So we are gonna see how this one looks. I am gonna wear this throughout the day. And this is described as fitting all skin types. That looks very promising. All skin types, and it is a light to buildable coverage. Am I going to use a brush on this side? I think I'm going to use a brush on this side and I'll use a sponge on the other. I haven't tried a lot of foundation sticks in my day, but I like that it claimed to be skin-like and a buildable finish. That does look really nice and skin-like, I'm going to be honest. And look at that shade match. That is very impressive. That I'm filming this, I have a normal skin that can get a little oily if it is super warm and humid outside. I do not have dry skin, but I do have a little bit of more mature skin. I am 38, and even though I don't feel old, my skin does have quite a few fine lines, and if a formula is too creamy or too emollient, it settles into my fine lines. So I need something that looks skin-like and not too dewy, but also not too matte. I feel like it just looks like my skin, and they say you can build it on, but I don't know if I want to. This looks stunning. I will say this might be a shade that's too light for me when I do self-tan a little bit. but it looks really pretty. Okay, let me wet the sponge and let's do the other side. Okay, let's see how this is with the sponge. Usually I feel when it comes to liquid foundations, I feel you get the most coverage out of your foundation if you use a brush. I feel the opposite when it comes to like stick foundations. I personally feel like I get better coverage with a stick foundation if I use a sponge. And I feel like it's the same thing with this one. That is just something that I've noticed. I don't know if everyone agrees with me, but at least with my technique and how I use the sponge, I definitely feel like that's the case. That is really, really beautiful. I'm gonna use a little bit more in this area. And I'm gonna just do a little bit more with the sponge here. This is looking really nice and skin-like, and you can see there's still a little bit of, not glow, but like, it's not flat. And it's letting my beauty marks shine through. I think it looks really, really pretty. Let me see if I can zoom in a little bit and we can see how it looks. Okay, so here it is, and you can clearly see that you can see my skin through. You can also see my little mustache, don't look at that. But I think it looks, honestly, I think it looks really good. It's not looking weird or cakey. It's not looking like it's settling weird on my skin. It's not covering this part up, but I will cover that up with something else. But I honestly think it looks very nice and very skin-like. So it's going to be interesting to see how this wears throughout the day. I'll finish my makeup off because I'm actually going to be filming with a new palette that I have. And I'll come back and we'll see how it looks in, I'm guessing, an hour then. Because yeah, now it's just after 9 o'clock in the morning. And yeah, I'll come back in a little bit. Okay, my entire eye look is done. I actually have been filming a little bit with the Huda Beauty palette. I'm gonna get this so hard on myself. This like greeny blue one. I really like the look. I'm not in love with the palette. It's okay. If this look is already live, I will leave it down below. If it's not live, it's probably the next or the next or the video after that that's coming on my channel. It is now 10:56. Oh my god, my background is not helping with this, but like it's almost 11 o'clock, so I have been wearing this foundation for 2 hours. It is really nice. I will say, when I started to get a little closer and looking at it, it did cling a little bit to, I don't want to say dry patches because I don't really have dry patches, but it did cling a little bit to places where I'm like, oh, I should probably exfoliate here a bit. So if you have dry skin, I would definitely recommend to go in with a sponge rather than a brush, because for me, the sponge side looked a little bit more blended, and it didn't really cling to those patches as much where I needed to exfoliate as the other one. I do not really have dry skin or dry patches, so it did surprise me a little bit that I felt like this emphasized some of those places. So if you have dry skin, I would say if you like something that is a light to buildable coverage, that is a skin, like a matte skin-like finish, I think that prep a little bit before, or at least this told me that I am definitely due for some exfoliation. But yeah, so far so good. It hasn't settled in my smile lines, and that is like the biggest one for me. If it settles in my smile lines quickly, I know it's not a formula for me, but this one hasn't really settled in my smile lines, so for me that is like a good sign. But I'm gonna wear this throughout the day. I'll check in a couple of times and we'll see how this one wears up to, I'm saying 12 hours, so 9 o'clock this evening. Look, I'm at Nomad Beauty! Say hi!
Hi! How are you guys?
Ricardo's here too. I've had the foundation on now. It's like 1:15. I think so far so good. Wait, am I holding this phone in a good way? What do you think about the foundation?
I think it looks good so far.
Yeah?
Yeah, it looks good so far.
It's supposed to be a light to buildable coverage, skin-like finish.
Yeah, skin light.
I feel like it's so far looking.
Yeah, it looks good.
So far it's not like falling off my face,
How long
breaking
have you been wearing
off.
it?
Since 9 o'clock.
Oh no, it looks good.
It's like half a day so far.
4 hours.
So far so good. I will link Amy as well. Go follow her. Okay, so we are back in the car again. It was so nice to meet Amy. I have no idea about the quality of this like vlog material for you, but we're back in the car. I don't know, what time is it? It's 4 p.m. So I've had this on for quite some time and it is looking really nice. It is a little bit glowy, but nothing horrible. It's not like breaking up. Like it's a little bit glowy, but I feel like if I blot it and just powder a little bit, I'd be totally fine because it isn't breaking up on me. It is still looking like my skin. I don't feel like it really settled that much into my fine lines. A little glowy, but nothing horrible. I think it looks nice. Do you think it looks nice? Can't look. But you remember from before. Did you not look at me throughout this day?
Yes, it looks good.
The engagement. The engagement. Gotta engage my family in this whole endeavor, but so far so good. A little glowy, but it's really warm. Like, it's hot outside, it's sunny, it's humid, so for it being that, I think it's holding up pretty okay. But I will check back on you in a bit because I'm gonna wear it up until at least 9 o'clock at the evening because we're doing a 12-hour wear test. So far so good. I'm just doing a little check-in before the lights here. I think it's like 7 o'clock or something, like 7 p.m. I did remove my eye makeup and I used the other Huda palette, and I didn't do anything with my foundation. I can't be in front of the daylight because the daylight is disappearing. It's late. But I didn't do anything with the foundation except that I just used a little powder in this area because I was a little oily. But my foundation hasn't broken up, but I can see that a little bit of it has worn off on my nose. But all in all, there's a hair on my nose. All in all, it's looking really nice, but it did wear off a little bit on my nose, and I can see that it's starting to wear off a little bit on my chin. But yeah, this eye look, by the way, it's gonna come tomorrow. I really like how it's looking. It's really fun. But yeah, that's for tomorrow's video. I just wanted to let you know I used the makeup wipe to take off the eye makeup without disrupting any of the face makeup. So all I had to do is reapply a little concealer. That's usually how I do when I do 2 makeup looks in one day. I do a makeup wipe, I take off the eye makeup, and then I come back and undo the eye look. So I haven't disrupted the foundation. All I did was powder a little bit on top of it. And I feel like it's looking pretty good, right? I feel like it's looking pretty good. It's worn off a little bit, but I'm gonna be honest with you, with the heat and humidity and all the things that I've done today, fairly impressed. Okay, so it is officially after 9 o'clock. It is 21:11. I'm still doing the the time the way I did back in Sweden. I'm wearing my glasses. Can you tell my glasses are a little broken? Like one of those plastic things are missing, so they're all crooked. It's supposed to be like this, but it's like, boop. I need to get them fixed, but I still haven't gotten around to that, so I'll be a little bit crooked. Okay, the foundation is holding up really good. When I got back from being outdoors in the heat, in the humidity, when I was able to blot and just put a sheer like coat of powder around my, not like, well, my T-zone, I would say my T-zone, I was able to squeeze out quite a lot of hours after out of this foundation. And I will say, if this had been my face after a full work day and someone said let's go out for a drink, I would have looked myself in the mirror and I would be like, yeah, sure, let's do that, because it's looking nice. It's a little glowy, but it's not breaking up. I will say it has worn off a little bit on my chin and a little bit on my nose, and it is still clinging to those parts that I probably need to exfoliate. A little bit here on the side of my nose, a little bit here on the side of my cheek, and there was another spot here as well, although I will say not clinging that much there. So this is one of those foundations that I feel like it looks really good and longevity is really beautiful. It's one of those foundations that it's not the foundation that makes my skin look the absolute most amazing at first application. So this isn't the kind of foundation that I would wear for filming. This is the kind of foundation that I would wear if I'm gonna wear a foundation for a really long time, because I feel like if I just am able to blot and maybe put on a little powder half through the day, I know that it's not gonna break up on me and look like an absolute mess. I'll be able to go through my day and look really nice and fresh without having to totally babysit the foundation. So overall, I like it. It's not my absolute favorite foundation. If this was like a point system 1 to 10, I'd give it like a 7 out of 10 because I really do like it. And I didn't use any primer and I didn't set it with powder initially either. So I'm gonna try this one a little bit more and we'll see what is the absolute best way of using it. But always when I do my first impressions with foundations, I try to do as few steps around as possible. Try to not use too much powder, try to not use a primer, just so I can see how the foundation is on its own. And yeah, I like it. I really do. So yeah, I will leave some info about it down below. Do I feel like this is worth the TikTok hype? I do. I will say though, if you have dry skin, make sure to prime with something maybe hydrating before, otherwise it might cling to your dry patches. Hope you enjoyed the video. Please let me know your thoughts down below. I will of course link this foundation in the description box, and I hope you're having an amazing day, and I will see you again in my next video. Bye!